Get ready for a non-stop thrill ride as we dive into the hottest headlines in the fight world. Michael Page is facing backlash after his UFC London win. Dana White is reportedly clashing with Jon Jones over a massive fight, and Movsar Evloev is making history in the featherweight division. Plus, we break down the controversial matchmaking that led to a snooze fest in London. Michael Page is facing backlash after his UFC London win. Dana White is reportedly clashing with Jon Jones over a massive fight, and Movsar Evloev is making history in the featherweight division. Plus, we break down the controversial matchmaking that led to a snooze fest in London. Don't miss a second. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Don't miss a second. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Did Dana White really walk out on Michael Page's fight? Michael Page secured a win at UFC London, but the performance left some fans, and allegedly UFC President Dana White, less than impressed. Reports surfaced that White may have left the arena during Page's bout against Sam Patterson, only returning much later, if at all. Page, who defeated Patterson via unanimous decision, addressed the situation, stating that while he understands White's position, he aims to deliver performances that will keep him engaged next time. Page also expressed dissatisfaction with the fight's low engagement, partly blaming Patterson for not being more aggressive. Adding to the intrigue, Page's choice of walkout song, Michael Jackson's "They Don't Care About Us," sparked speculation about its connection to his frustrations with the UFC. Page explained that the song's enduring relevance reflects the negative state of the world and his own frustrations with those in power, suggesting a need for a complete reset. Fans are divided, with some defending Page's artistic expression and others criticizing the fight's quality. Analysts are weighing in on whether this reflects deeper issues within UFC matchmaking and fighter satisfaction. Don't go anywhere, because the drama in the UFC is far from over. Next, we uncover the backstage politics that may have led to one of the most disappointing fights in recent memory. Was the UFC's matchmaking behind a truly awful fight? The bout between Michael Page and Sam Patterson at UFC London has been widely criticized as one of the worst fights in recent memory, drawing comparisons to other famously dull contests. While even exciting fighters can deliver a stinker, the UFC's goal is typically to avoid such matchups. Page, a seasoned fighter with impressive wins, was pitted against the unranked Sam Patterson, a pairing many felt did not align with Page's standing in the welterweight division. Critics suggest this booking was a deliberate attempt by UFC brass to punish Page, possibly due to prior disagreements. The fight itself was characterized by a lack of engagement, exacerbated by the fact that both fighters are former sparring partners, leading to extreme caution. Patterson's familiarity with Page's style likely made him hesitant to engage, resulting in a fight that resembled a sparring session more than a competitive bout. Analysts argue that the UFC could have booked more exciting matchups for Page, such as against aggressive strikers like Euros Medic or Joaquin Buckley, or even a strong wrestler like Sean Brady, to guarantee fireworks or a decisive finish, rather than subjecting fans to a snooze fest. Fans are expressing frustration over the perceived wasted potential of Michael Page and the poor quality of the fight. Pundits are questioning the UFC's strategy of prioritizing internal politics over fan entertainment. But the controversy doesn't end there. We're diving into a heated dispute between UFC CEO Dana White and a former champion over a potential superfight. Did Jon Jones really demand $15 million for a White House fight? UFC CEO Dana White and former two-division champion Jon Jones are presenting conflicting accounts regarding negotiations for a potential fight on the UFC Freedom 250 card, slated to take place at the White House. Jones claims he was in discussions for the event and had a $15 million offer on the table, but sought more to return to the cage, a demand the UFC reportedly wouldn't meet. However, White vehemently denies this, stating unequivocally that Jon Jones was never considered for the White House card. Speaking at the UFC Fight Night 270 post-fight press conference in London, White insisted that Jones was not in the picture, regardless of the financial terms. This disagreement highlights a pattern of conflicting narratives between White and Jones, particularly concerning Jones's return to fighting after a period of inactivity. Jones has competed sparingly in recent years, with his last bout being a heavyweight title submission win over Cyril Gane, followed by a lengthy layoff. The UFC Freedom 250 card, meanwhile, is set to feature several high-profile bouts, including title fights. Fans are debating the authenticity of both White's and Jones's claims, with many eager to see Jones back in action. Analysts are dissecting the potential implications of this public dispute on future UFC negotiations and fighter relations. And in our final story, we look at a fighter making serious noise with a historic undefeated streak. Stay tuned as we break down the numbers behind Movsar Evloev's incredible UFC run. Movsar Evloev makes history, but not without a blemish. UFC Fight Night 270 in London saw Movsar Evloev extend his undefeated record to 20-0 by defeating Jon Murphy via majority decision. This win keeps Evloev's impressive streak alive and positions him as a strong contender for a featherweight title shot against Alexander Volkanovski. The event itself featured a high number of decisions, with 9 out of 13 bouts going the distance. The total attendance for UFC Fight Night 270 was 18,629, generating a live gate of $4,520,137. Evloev's victory is particularly notable as his 10-fight UFC winning streak is the second longest active streak in the promotion, and his 9-fight streak in the featherweight division is the longest. Remarkably, all 10 of his UFC wins have come by decision, making him the only fighter in UFC history to achieve this feat starting 10-0. He has consistently demonstrated his grappling prowess, averaging over 5 takedowns per fight. Meanwhile, Jon Murphy suffered his first career defeat, snapping an 18-fight unbeaten streak. The event also saw several fighters earn Fight Night bonuses. Fans are celebrating Evloev's historic achievement and his consistent performances. Analysts are discussing his potential to challenge for the featherweight title and his unique place in UFC history. We've covered the wins, the controversies, and the history-making moments. Stick around for our lightning round recap and full call to action. What a show! Michael Page faced criticism after his UFC London win. Dana White and Jon Jones are reportedly at odds over a massive fight, and Movsar Evloev is making UFC history with his undefeated streak. We also dissected the controversial matchmaking that led to a snooze fest in London. Don't miss out on any of the action. Make sure you're subscribed, hit that notification bell, drop a comment below with your thoughts, and follow us on all social media platforms for more fight news.